The Prime Minister will start the starter's gun or fire the starter's gun on the federal election today. Let's go live to Trudy McIntosh in Parliament House. Trudy, what are we expecting? The Governor's headed back to Canberra?
Timmy, this is going to be a pretty exciting day here in Canberra. The details, though, are being kept pretty tightly held. We're expecting the Prime Minister to fly back from Sydney. He will then drive from the Lodge to Government House. It's there he will ask the Governor-General to officially dissolve the 46th Parliament and then trigger this election campaign to begin. We still don't know which date is the Prime Minister's preference. There are two on the table. May 14, that would be a 5-week campaign, and May 21, that is the last possible date that the Prime Minister could have this election, and it would be a 6-week campaign. Scott Morrison keeping a pretty low profile on Saturday. He did release this picture late yesterday on Facebook, though, of himself making a curry for the family. And we also saw earlier in the day the Prime Minister released this presidential-style election campaign ad, brandishing his credentials to become Prime Minister.
You always have setbacks. You always have imperfect information. I mean, things are tough. And they've been really tough. There's drought, there's floods, there's fire, there's pandemic, there is now war. This is why, as we go into this next election, what's firing me up? We're actually in a really strong position.
Opposition leader Anthony Albanese, by contrast, has been publicly pressuring the Prime Minister for days to finally trigger this election campaign. He argues Scott Morrison deliberately has been stalling calling this so they continue to use taxpayer funds to pay for election advertising.
Australians are used to Scott Morrison keeping them waiting. He kept them waiting for the vaccine rollout. He kept them waiting when it came to actions on bushfires. He kept them waiting to provide support for flood victims. Now he's keeping Australians waiting before he calls the election.
Well, there's not long to wait now. Anthony Albanese is ahead in all of the published opinion polls, but he claims he is the underdog heading into this race. Scott Morrison, by contrast, is hoping he can pull off this second election miracle, Tim.
Absolutely. Thanks, Trude. Huge day in Canberra today.